Hi, Miss Jones.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Good. And who do you have here with you today?
This is my daughter, Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
you.
Nice to meet you. I want to thank you for coming in and thank you for being here. Yesterday when you returned to the facility, I noticed that you had some bruising over your right cheek and eye. Do you remember how that happened?
Not really, but I was told that I fell off the toilet and hit my head. That's what her husband said.
But you don't remember falling off the toilet?
No, and sometimes he can get kind of mean when he gets angry.
Okay.
It scares me a little bit.
Miss Kay, do you remember what happened?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't there at the time. I was at work, and he told me the similar story, but he does get angry sometimes, so I'm not sure that I believe what he said about what happened. I'm concerned about that.
Do you have a history of falling? Do you know that she has a history of falling ever?
No. I don't think so.
So with that information, we've decided that it would be best that your daughter come visit you here at the facility, because I know you like to see your daughter every weekend. But we decided that it'd be safer if you didn't go to her house, that she come here. Jones, how do you feel about not being able to go to your daughter's house on the weekends anymore?
Well, I'm not too happy about it because I like going to see her and I like visiting her. And it got me a chance to get away and get out, but at least I'll get to see her every weekend still.
Okay. And how do you feel about your daughter's home situation?
I'm worried about her. I don't like her husband. He's very mean sometimes, and I'm afraid he's gonna hurt her or harm her in some way, and it worries me. I pray about her every day.
Ms. Jones, unfortunately, with you having dementia and you also having a history of being abused, that makes you more susceptible to future abuse. Today we're just going to go over some things on elderly abuse because it's happening more often in this day and time. So there are some pamphlets for you, and you can keep those as your resources, and if you have any questions about them, you can ask me. So we're going to go over, there's different forms of abuse, and they include physical abuse, which you may know is just hitting, slapping, kicking, and it also includes force feeding or over medicating if they're giving you too much medication or even not enough medication. We also have sexual abuse, which is any form of sexual contact that you didn't give permission to. So even if it's something simple as touching, if you didn't want them to touch you, that's a form of sexual abuse that should be reported.
I don't think anybody's going to be touching me.
And it's also emotional abuse. So if anyone's name calling you or belittling you, just making you feel upset is a form of mental abuse. And there are different ways to cope. We suggest counseling to deal with feelings of anxiety, fear, and we actually have group therapy that you can attend as well, and you can both work and cope through any forms of abuse that you may be experiencing. And there's different ways to report abuse. So you at the facility, obviously you can tell your nurse, and anyone else that's above, you can go to the director or anything like that. And if you tell your daughter, you can do the same thing as well. There's also abuse hotlines that you can contact, and the numbers are on your papers down there at the bottom. Can you explain the forms of abuse we went over?
We talked about physical abuse, and that was hitting and the ones that, most people know about, I guess. And then we talked about the emotional abuse, and that was yelling or name calling, I think. And then there was one more, sexual abuse, that the one I wasn't too worried about. That was when somebody touches you and you don't want them to touch you.
Okay, and can you name ways to report the abuse that we discussed?
I could tell my nurse, or I can call that number you gave me. I think it's on here, right?
Yes, ma'am, it is. And have you experienced any form of abuse while you've been here at the facility?
No, they're pretty nice people around here.
Have you witnessed any forms of abuse while you've been here?
No.
Okay, good. And just so you know, we are obligated to report any signs of abuse that we may suspect, and that's been taken care of yesterday when I saw you, and I realized that you had a bruise on your cheek and your eye. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that that's been reported. And I wanted you to know ways to report it yourself as well.
Thank you for taking care of that.
No problem. Do you guys have any questions for me?
You said we could do counseling together, right? Because I'd like for her to be there.
Yes, ma'am, and we think that it's really important for her to be there as well.
Yeah, I don't want to do it by myself.
Nope, you don't have to.
I'd like to do that as well. I think that would be good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we'll get that set up for you so that you guys can attend that.
Okay. Good, because I got bingo here in about 5 minutes.
We're gonna get you to bingo, don't worry.
I just want to thank you for allowing me to come in and participate and be a part of the discussion. And I'm really embarrassed about the situation, and I love my mom very much. And I'm willing to do whatever we need to do to keep her safe.
Well, good. I'm happy to hear that. It was really good meeting with y'all today, and if you have any questions, please let me know.
All right,
All
thank you.
right, you're welcome. And I'll see you later, Miss
Okay.
Jones.
All right, thank you.